here to be the charming MC, and I've just been upstaged on the first step, so, whatever. Can I get a round of applause for Joe and the entire venue, please? We're going to have some open mic readers now. For those of you who are reading on the open mic, the rules are pretty simple. In the spirit of Shelley, it's going to be a very hard 5 minutes. Please don't prattle on too much. There's awards or prizes for those who read a Shelton poem well, those who read a poem in the style of Shelton, and those who read a poem dedicated to Shelton. So if you're doing any of those, please say this is why I'm doing it. Aside from that, Australia's greatest ever hecklers, I would say, Komninos is coming up now. Feel free to welcome Komninos in whatever state you feel that's reasonable. Go ahead, Komninos.
You've never been a heckler.
He's been a jeckler.
You're the biggest fucking heckler in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, but no.
This is a poem about Shelton. When I met him for the first time in 1984, the Leinster Arms Hotel in Collingwood. What do I have to do to convince you guys that I'm an Australian poet? Fuck! Here I am, standing in the fucking Leinster Arms in Collingwood, reading poetry just like all the rest of you. Shit! I'm Reggie Deej! Shelton introduces me to a fellow South Australian poet. Komninos, he says, a great Greek poet. Fuck, I say! What do I have to convince you guys I'm an Australian poet? And Mr. Wildgrass, yes, Mr. Wildgrass, Simon says, yes, Simon says, you write for Montsalvat on Friday? Sure, I say. By the way, he says, there's another Greek poet on the program, Dimitri Tsaloumis. Out of 139 and a half fucking poets, Simon says there's another Greek poet on the program. Fuck, what do I have to do to convince you guys I'm an Australian poet? So I talk about my Greek mum and my Greek dad and my fish and chip shop. But fuck, that's my life. What do you want me to do? Read poems about leprechauns, panel vans and fairy? What do I have to do to convince you guys I'm an Australian poet?
Come on yourself, Kevin.
I called myself Komninos. Thanks very much.
Hey, leprechauns are Irish.
You can just shut up.
Leprechauns are Irish.
You had your go.
Thank you, Kraken.
And you can shut up too. For Shelton Lea, in the style of the Maggie poem. Now I hope somebody reads that poem tonight because it's just the most beautiful poem. He falls asleep with a woman under a tree and wakes up and finds her dead. Ah, Shelton, what was it about you that wanted to challenge at every opportunity, to shake up the status quo of polite society, never leaving any chance to expose unrealised, never pulling back from your extreme positions, and always the perfect gentleman. Ah, Shelley, you were the perfect larrikin. And those that loved you, like I do, love the rebel in you and treasure the memories. And Shelton, ah, Shelton, you shocked me when you took out a bag of Nyandi and rolled a huge joint in the teacher's staff room at Bairnsdale Primary School at morning tea. And I stayed in a state of shock as all the other riders and teachers sat and watched, aghast as you smoked it. This was one riders' festival we would remember forever. And Shelton, ah, Shelton, your goodbye kiss to your departing lover, fully face-sucking Chrissy the snake oil gypsy, bending her backwards and pressing her hard against the doorway. The doorway where the children were lining up for the next session. And Shelton, when you turned up at the library that night to meet the town dignitaries and Arts Council ladies after a session with the traditional owners of the land, well, not the land, but the riverbank, and the brown paper bags they shared, and declared to the police sergeant's wife, the librarian, that you were Shelton Lea, that you were a poet, that you had books to sell, and that there were riverbank friends that could break your leg if you didn't buy a book. Ah, Shelton, your life was not always 15 bright balloons, and you didn't always sing the praises of peach Melba hats. You were a constant social liability. The only thing that was certain about you was your unpredictability, and those that loved you unconditionally.
Yeah.